clear about the concept and why we should know it. So, what is surveillance, why it is required, that I have already discussed. Now, what are the key elements of any surveillance? There are 6 key elements of surveillance systems. First one is detection and notification of health event. Something is going on related to health, bad one related to health, some event is occurring. So, we have to first detect it and we have to notify it, yes, this disease is going on, or probably it will be increased. This is the first step of surveillance. After that, we have to investigate this and confirm it. Is it at all the disease occurring or going to occur? That is the second key elements of surveillance. So, prothom ki holo? Prothom hoche detection and notification. After that, we have to confirm it, we have to investigate it. Jao, okay. Who will go? Who will go to the field? You will not go to the field in the first hand. Who will go? That health worker, multi-purpose health worker will go to the community and investigate at all the event is going on, is it false or true? Okay. Investigation, yes, confirm, yes, something is going on, disease is occurring or likely to occur. Then you will start to collect data or information, that is the third key element. Once data collection will be over, what he or she will do with this data? He or she has to analyze it or collate it, then analyze it and interpret the meaning, and next he has to give feedback and disseminate the results to whom? To the next higher level. That means immediate boss is MO, medical officer, primary health center, MOPSC. Okay. Then on the basis of the report, response and actions will be taken. So, these are the 6 key elements of surveillance. প্রথমে কি করতে হবে? ফার্স্ট ডিটেকশন, নোটিফিকেশন হয়ে গেল, দেন go to the field, go to the community and investigate the case and confirm the case. Then question comes about data collections. Then once data will be collected, it will be analyzed, interpret, then preparation of report, sending the report. On the basis of the report, actions will be taken, that is response. Okay. Though at first I discussed about the need of surveillance, discussed about the use of surveillance, but still once again I would like to tell you about the needs of the surveillance. Number 1, recognize cases or cluster of case. Cluster means, perhaps you know the cluster. Cluster means a group. Cluster means a group. Recognize cases or cluster of cases, what for? To trigger interventions. Intervention নেওয়ার জন্য আমাদের we have to recognize the cases, and what for we will take intervention program? To prevent as well as control the diseases, rather to reduce the transmission of diseases or to arrest the spread of disease, and also in the long run to reduce the morbidity and mortality. Perhaps you know morbidity, mortality is the difference. Okay. Next, the objective is assess public health impact on health events. On health events or something is going on in the community. What will be the impact of these health situations or disease, and determine or measure the trends, how it is going on, what is going on and how it is going on. Next page also definitely we should know what is going on, how it is going on and why it is going on. And third one, demonstrate the need of public health intervention programs. What is the need? Why we would like to organize public health intervention programs? Because we would like to undertake any intervention programs in the community to prevent the disease or to arrest the spread, either to control the disease. Okay? But you see, in order to undertake any intervention programs, perhaps you are aware that we went to Nanur in the month of August and organized an intervention program about the usefulness of breastfeeding, okay, in the breastfeeding week. And again in the month of September, first week, perhaps first or two, we went to Singur to organize an intervention programs about the usefulness of balanced diet. So there is a need for the disease. We went there, organized intervention programs. Okay. For the disease, we require the resources. Resources means materials, money, manpower. So we require it, so we have to plan it, demonstrate the need of public health intervention programs and resources, and allocate the resources during public health planning. When you plan that yes, in this current financial year, whatever may be the situations, we will undertake at least 3, 4, 5 intervention programs for the disease. Allocation of resources will be there, then this fund will be required, we have to plan for the fund. Next, not only in implementations, but whenever any program, say for example, class is going on, okay fine, class is going on, we are providing education to you through lecture class, through small group discussions, through practical classes. Once it is over, then questions comes about monitoring. Monitoring is going on, that means internal assessments, that is monitoring, and at the end of the year exam, that is evaluations. Likewise, whenever we will take any public health measures, we have to assess the impact through monitoring and evaluations. So, monitor effectiveness of prevention and control measures. Okay, that is one part. And fifth one is we have to identify high risk areas, high risk community, where any time any problem, health problem may arise, that we have to identify. And what for? Because you see, there we have to go and undertake intervention programs. For whom? We have to know for whom we like to organize any intervention programs, and at the same time we may have to conduct study that will be analytical in nature. Then what is going on? What are the causes? That we should know through analytical studies. This is epidemiological study, type of epidemiological studies perhaps you have gone through. And last one is, on the basis of that we can develop hypothesis. That hypothesis will lead to analytical studies about the risk factors for disease causations, disease propagations and progress of the disease. So, these are the use or need of disease surveillance. That is the concept of disease surveillance. Now, type of surveillance. There are two types of disease surveillance. One is active and another is passive. Active means when we people, when the health worker along with their colleagues will go to the community and collect information, তারা যাচ্ছে গিয়ে তথ্য সংগ্রহ করছে from the community. When health worker goes to the area or house to house and collect information, that is called active surveillance. And in reverse, whenever the community people come to the sub-center and share the informations with the health worker or with other health staffs, that is called passive surveillance. When people come to the health center and information collected to different registers is passive surveillance. So, surveillance is of two types, active and passive. Now, concept is clear, okay, need is clear. Now, question comes the objective. Okay. What is the objective? The primary objective of disease surveillance is to immediately detect, quick detections and rapid action. Okay. Quick detection and rapid action. The primary objective of disease surveillance is to immediately detect and rapidly respond to epidemic prone diseases. In other words, the সাহায্য করছে কাদেরকে, হেলথ সার্ভিসটাকে, it helps, assist the health service to keep close watch on health events occurring in the community and detect the outbreaks in timely manner. In this effort or in this endeavor, health workers has a pivotal role, important role to play. Clear? Okay, that is the objective. Objective key number 1, detection and take actions. So, for that is 2 words. We have to detect it and then quick actions will be taken. Now, the question comes, what are the procedures, what are the process or what are the steps of taking actions right from receiving informations about the community regarding the health status or health events. Now, to run this thing, to run this disease surveillance program, Government of India launched a special program for disease surveillance. This is called IDSP, Integrated Disease Surveillance Program. The Government of India launched this program in the year 2004. What for? To strengthen these surveillance systems. What for? For epidemic prone diseases. Again, for 2 things, to detect and respond to the outbreaks of the disease at the earliest. 2 reasons to detect and respond. So, within the existing health infrastructures, it is not always possible. For the reasons a special program was undertaken, but for this routine activity there is no separate or additional health manpower. With the existing health manpower we have to do it. This requires development of a systematic approach to record health events and disease outbreak. First, it is a systematic approach to record the health events that will be occurring or that is occurring and report them to the next level. To the next level, what for? For analysis, interpretation and actions. Now, type of surveillance, active and passive, that I told you, but here type of surveillance under IDSP, depending on the level of the reporting of the health staff. There are different categories of health staff. So, on the basis of the level of reporting of the health staffs, these surveillance under IDSP are of 3 types. One is syndromic, second one is presumptive and third one is confirmative. So, only syndromic types will entirely depend upon the health worker. Okay. So, syndromic means cases notified as suspected. Cases are reported on the basis of clinical patterns, on the basis of signs and symptoms that will be worked out by health worker, only on the basis of signs symptoms. Okay? That is called syndromic approach or syndromic type. And next one, that will be done by the medical officers, that is called presumptive. Okay. Health worker went to the community and suspect cases on the basis of just signs and symptoms, but they do not have any authority, or even they may not have that much expertise to confirm the case, okay, or rather diagnosis. They cannot. For the disease, it is the medical officers who can go and diagnose the case on the basis of the typical history and clinical examinations. That is called presumptive. Okay, that will be done by medical officers. That is not sufficient. Again, on the basis of these clinical examinations, again the specimens, in many cases, the specimens will be sent to the laboratory for confirmations. That is called laboratory confirmed cases with confirmed diagnosis. Okay. Clinical cases are confirmed by an appropriate laboratory test. So, on the basis of the level of health functionaries, these disease surveillance are of three types. One is syndromic, that means that will be on the basis of the syndrome, or rather we can say signs and symptoms. Okay, who will do it? Health worker. Okay. Then on the basis of these syndromic approach or syndromic systems, again this will be handed over to the medical officers. They will clinically examine the case and they will say yes. That is, first one is suspected, second one will be probable. That means difference of degree, nothing but suspected case, probable case, and third one is confirmed case. Now, types of surveillance under IDSP. Surveillance under IDSP, three types that I told you. One is syndromic, presumptive, and confirmative. How many types? Three. Syndromic, presumptive, confirmative. Who will do that? Definitions: diagnosis made on the basis of the signs and symptoms only. That is syndromic. Diagnosis made on typical history and clinical examinations. That is, কে বলতে পারে? That is what type? কিচ্ছু শুনছে না নাকি রে? কি টাইপ? প্রথমটা syndromic, second one is presumptive on the basis of clinical history and clinical examinations, that is presumptive, and third one is clinical diagnosis confirmed by an appropriate laboratory test, that is confirmative. Who will do it? The first case, again this question of repetition, nothing but syndromic টা কে করবে? এদিকে বলো, syndromic টা কে করবে? বলো, জোরে বলো, এদিক থেকে বলো, syndromic টা কে করবে? হেলথ ওয়ার্কার। presumptive টা কে করবে? মেডিকেল অফিসার। আর কনফার্ম কে করবে? ডক্টররা প্রিজাম্পটিভ অন দ্য বেস অফ ক্লিনিক্যাল সাইন সিমটম। রুগী দেখে ডাক্তার কি করে? প্রেসক্রিপশনে নোট অফ ইন্টিগ্রেশন দেয়, ডায়াগনোসিসে নোট অফ ইন্টিগ্রেশন অ্যান্ড ইনভেস্টিগেশন। কোথায় ইনভেস্টিগেশনে যায়? ল্যাব। তো ল্যাবরেটরি গিয়ে কনফার্ম করবে। তার প্রথমে হলো সিন্ড্রোমিক, এই যে টাইপস অফ ফর্ম ফিল্ড বাই হেলথ ওয়ার্কার, মেডিকেল অফিসার, ল্যাব টেকনিশিয়ান। এই তিনটের জন্য তিনটে ফর্ম আছে। একটা হচ্ছে ফর্ম হচ্ছে এস, দ্যাট উইল বি ফিল্ড আপ বাই হেলথ ওয়ার্কার। এগুলো জানতে হবে চাকরি করতে গেলে। হয় উইল পোস্টেড অ্যাট মেডিকেল অফিসার ইন পিএসসি, তাহলে ঘোল খাইয়ে দেবে হেলথ ওয়ার্কাররাই, বয়স্ক হেলথ ওয়ার্কার ঘোল খাইয়ে দেবে তোমাকে, বুঝতে পারবে তো। ফর্ম এস, তবেই তো তাদেরকে নজরদারি করতে হবে, তাদেরকে সুপারভাইজ করতে গেলে তাদের কাজ সম্বন্ধে জানতে হবে তো। Form S will be filled up by the health worker. Form P will be filled up by you as a medical officers, and Form L that will be filled by laboratory technician. So, in a nutshell, that is about the concept of disease surveillance. Now, the topics was disease surveillance, role of health education and role of health worker. Now, health worker কি করবে? Collect করবে, data collect করবে. They will collect data, okay, analyze the data, report it to the next level, okay. Then only actions will be taken. So, how they will do it? Approach কি তাদের? Health worker approach কি? What is the approach of health worker? Syndromic. On the basis of the only basis of the signs and symptoms, they will do it. Perhaps you have the idea about signs and symptoms. What are the difference between signs and symptoms? Okay, chalo. Dekho. In details now about the role of health worker in disease, that is in your syllabus. Role of health worker in disease surveillance programs, as well as what type of education, health education they will be provided, how they will provide health education. That is my concern. Syndromic surveillance, same thing, repetition, collection of information on various syndromes under surveillance in IDSP. IDSP full form, Integrated Disease Surveillance Program. Fine? Okay. It is carried out by the syndromic that I told you, syndromic surveillance only. That will be carried out by কে করবে? হেলথ ওয়ার্কার। আমাদের ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলে হেলথ ওয়ার্কারের পরিবর্তে কি নাম আছে? ANM, ওকে, তারাই করবে। This is based on the reporting of syndrome defined as group of symptoms and or signs, okay. On the basis of that, যেমন symptoms কি আছে? Symptoms that will be, কে symptomটা বলবে? You or somebody else? কে বলবে? Symptom কারা বলে? আর সাইন কারা দেখে? That is the difference between symptoms and signs. Symptoms is a complaint perceived by the community people or the patient. যে রোগে ভুগছে সে যেটা বলবে, these are called the symptoms. Symptoms মানে হচ্ছে তুমি নয়, তুমি বলবে না, you will listen from the patients, that is called symptom. And on the basis of the symptom, you will see, you will examine the patients, these are the signs. জ্বর এসছে, লুজ মোশনস দে বলছে, তারা বলছে, হেডেক তারা বলছে, ভমিটিং কফ তাদের হচ্ছে বলছে। নাও সাইন, সাইন ইজ দি ফাইন্ডিং অন এক্সামিনেশন অফ দি পেশেন্টস। কি এক্সামিন করবে? ইউ অ্যাজ এ ডক্টর। স্কিনের র্যাশ বেরিয়েছে, স্কিন রং পাল্টে গেছে, চোখের রং পাল্টে গেছে, দিস আর দ্য সাইন্স, ওকে। সো অন দি বেসিস অফ দি সাইন্স অ্যান্ড সিমটমস, the important peripheral worker is the health worker. They will help you through syndromic surveillance. That means on the basis of the signs and symptoms, they will detect the case, investigate the case and come to you to report. Under this integrated disease surveillance program, 6 things are there only. Disease surveillance program e 6টা disease আছে, 6 items are included under disease surveillance program. ওইগুলো, these things will be done apart from their normal duties. Forget about the normal duties, definitely they have to perform the normal duties. The health workers will perform their normal duties. Apart from these, under the disease surveillance program, there are 6 items that they have to do, that is compulsory. Which are those? Number 1 is fever. They will visit to the community at least once in a week and collect informations about the fever. Anybody suffering from the fever in the community? তাদের কি কতটুকু? What about the populations of a health worker to be covered in health center, sub center? কত population? How many population? এবার বকুনি খাবে আমার কাছে, বুঝতে পারছি। হাউ মেনি পপুলেশন হেলথ সেন্টারে? অফিসিয়াল পপুলেশন কত? কত? 5,000, 5,000 পপুলেশন, মনে থাকবে? 5,000 পপুলেশন। সেই 5,000 পপুলেশনের কমিউনিটিতে দে উইল ভিজিটস এভরি উইক অ্যান্ড টু ফাইন্ড আউট কোনো ফিভার কেস আছে কি না, তার টাইপ নাম্বার 1, 7 দিন বা তার বেশি জ্বর, লেস দ্যান 5 days ডিউরেশনস উইদাউট এনি লোকালাইজিং সাইন্স, অর ফিভার উইথ র্যাশ, ফিভার উইথ convulsions, bleeding from skin or mucous membrane, and secondary is kashi, cough, whether it is less than 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks সেটা কিন্তু নোটিফাই করবে, ডিটেক্ট করবে, রেকর্ড করবে। থার্ড ওয়ান, অ্যাকিউট ফ্লাসিড প্যারালিসিস রিলেটেড টু ডেফিনেটলি পোলিও, এটা এখন আর নেই কিন্তু থাকতেও পারে। ওকে, হু উইল বি অ্যাফেক্টেড? চিলড্রেন লেস দেন 15 years, সো থার্ড ওয়ান। ফোর্থ ওয়ান ইজ ডায়রিয়া, কেউ ডায়রিয়াতে ভুগছে কিনা, ডায়রিয়া ইজ নট দ্য ডিজিজ, দ্য সিমটমস, ওকে, defined as 3 or more loose motions per day. Fifth one is jaundice, defined as discoloration of skin or eyes, and last one is any unusual events that may lead to death. So এইটা হচ্ছে 6টা আইটেম, these are the 6 items that they have to do. Number 1 is জ্বর, fever less than 7 days. Number 2 is cough less than 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks হলে অ্যাকশন অন্যরকম, মোর দ্যান 2 weeks হলে অ্যাকশন অন্যরকম। ওকে, তাহলে নেক্সট ওয়ান ইজ কাপ, থার্ড ওয়ান ইজ ডায়রিয়া, ফোর্থ ওয়ান ইজ অ্যাসিড এই ফ্লাসিড প্যারালিসিস, অ্যান্ড ফিফথ ওয়ান ইজ জন্ডিস, অ্যান্ড লাস্ট ওয়ান ইজ আনইউজুয়াল ইভেন্টস, এমন কিছু হয়েছে যেখানে কিন্তু সিরিয়াস হবে এবং মারা যেতে পারে। সো দিজ আর দ্য 6 items দ্যাট দে হ্যাভ টু ডু আন্ডার ডিজিজ সার্ভেলেন্স প্রোগ্রাম। অ্যান্ড কী করে করবে? How they will do it? Okay, the health worker, the most peripheral worker at sub-center and at the primary reporting units in the surveillance systems. How they can participate? In different ways. Number 1, first one is collection and collation of weekly surveillance data. In every week, they have to visit the community, collect the data about all 6 items, okay, and they have to, once they collect the information, there is a registers in the sub centers that is called registers for separate registers, register for syndromic surveillance. Okay, once they collect data from the field and they have to enter this data into this register that is called syndromic surveillance registers. Not only that, once they collect data, then second phase is preliminary analysis only, preliminary analysis and interpretations. Health workers should do a preliminary analysis of syndromic surveillance data to find out the cluster of cases or occurrence of unusual events in the area. Okay, the first is